Good morning, brothers and sisters. Uh, there's a pretty dramatic moment in the life of Jesus, and one I don't think often about, and maybe you don't either. But as we want to be rapidly focused on Jesus, we want to learn Jesus and know Him. Um, this is a story that I don't know. It's about transformation and about who He is, about His glory, and us in here as well. So this is I'm going to read from Luke chapter 9, and so let's just do some imaginative prayer. Let's just imagine that we're some of the disciples, and we are uh, with Jesus, and he starts to talk strange about suffering intensely and being rejected by the religious establishment, by the elders and chief priests and religious scholars. And then he's going to be killed. He tells us he's going to die and that he's going to be raised in 3 days. And then he looks at us and he says, and if we want to follow him, that we have to deny ourselves daily, take up our cross every day and follow him. And that we have to lose everything, and that we can't be ashamed of who he is. And so he says this to us, and we have about 8 days to ponder that and try to let it settle in. And then, once again, like he does, he goes away to pray, but this time he takes a few of us with him. Peter, James, John, you and I are there. We're among them, and he leads us up onto a mountainside. We take a hike up onto the mountain to a quiet place, a place of solitude, and Jesus starts to pray. And we start to get tired. We try to stay awake, but our eyes grow heavier and heavier, and we fall asleep. But then imagine for a moment that we wake up and we look over and we see Jesus, but he doesn't look like Jesus. There's some kind of transformation taking place. He's changing before our eyes. Beginning with his face, it seems to glow, and that glow spreads until all of him, his clothing and everything, is a blinding white. And then there appears to be 2 other people there, figures, bodies, and they're in this glorious radiance that's emanating from Jesus. And we somehow know who these figures are, that one is Moses and another is Elijah. And we overhear a piece of their conversation, and they're talking about how Jesus is going to have a sort of exodus, a departure, and how he would accomplish it from Jerusalem. And then the glow is beginning to fade, and it's clear that Moses and Elijah are about to disappear. And we hear one of us, it's Peter, he has this idea, and so he starts to throw this idea out. He says, Master, Lord, it's good for us to be here and see this. Can we make some huts, some structures, one to honor you, and then one for Moses, one for Elijah, and try to bottle what we're experiencing here, this glory of who you really are. But even while he's speaking, a cloud is descending, and everyone is enveloped in this cloud. And we're just afraid. It's fear. And then there's a voice that comes out of everywhere and nowhere all at once. And that voice says, This is my son. It's a voice from heaven. This is my son, the one I have chosen. Listen to him. And then the voice gets silent. The cloud disappears, and Moses and Elijah are gone. And there we stand. Jesus as we've always known him, but we're speechless, we're stunned. And we head back down the mountain, and for a long time, we don't say a word. Let's close with an ancient prayer, one by St. Patrick. This is just a piece of one of his prayers. Father, may your strength pilot us today. Father, may your power preserve us. May your wisdom instruct us. May your hand protect us. May your way direct us. May your shield defend us. May your host guard us against the snares of evil and the temptations of the world. May Jesus our King be with us. May Jesus our King be before us. May Jesus our King be in us. May Jesus, our King, be over us. And Father, may your salvation be always ours this day and forevermore. Amen.